Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has reiterated that Egypt cannot support the displacement of Palestinians, emphasizing that this injustice is non-negotiable. Speaking alongside the Kenyan President William Ruto, al-Sisi stressed that forced relocation would jeopardize Egypt's national security. He reaffirmed Egypt's commitment to working with the U.S. President Trump for a two-state solution and pointed out the global recognition of the historic injustice faced by Palestinians. He also noted that the devastating impact of the crisis in Gaza and Egypt's firm opposition to displacement plans. U.S. Special Envoy to the Middle East Steve Witkoff has arrived in Israel to oversee the Gaza ceasefire implementation and the ongoing detainee exchange between Israel and Hamas. Negotiations are set to commence on the agreement's 16th day, next Tuesday. Witkoff is also expected to meet Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz. He also visited Gaza's Netzarim corridor. Witkoff carries Trump's message urging full execution of the exchange deal. The Palestinian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Expatriates has condemned the Israeli Knesset's approval of a draft bill allowing colonists to purchase Palestinian land in the occupied West Bank. The ministry stated the move as a blatant violation of international law and an affront to international legitimacy, including UN resolutions, the Geneva Conventions, and signed agreements. The ministry also stressed this move constitutes a new phase in the plans for genocide, displacement, and annexation aimed at liquidating the Palestinian cause. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will meet the U.S. President Donald Trump at the White House next week. Netanyahu's office said the visit would take place on the 4th of February and that he was the first foreign leader to be invited to the White House during Trump's second term. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz has declared that the Jenin refugee camp will never return to its previous state. Katz confirmed that Israeli occupation forces will remain there post-operation. He personally entered the camp to oversee the ongoing military offensive dubbed Iron Wall. He emphasized that the operation aims to dismantle Palestinian militant infrastructure, stating that they have declared war on the West Bank. Israeli occupation forces have demolished 7 Palestinian structures, including inhabited homes in the West Bank. That comes as the assault on Jenin and its refugee camp has entered its 9th day, leaving 17 dead, dozens injured, and widespread destruction. Palestinian homes continue to be burned and bulldozed. Meanwhile, Israeli troops obstruct emergency responders, detaining ambulances and restricting access to Jenin's main hospital while scrutinizing paramedics' identities. Israel's UN ambassador has announced that the country would cut all ties with the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees and any organizations that replace it. Israel demands that the UNRWA cease its activities and vacate all its facilities in Jerusalem within 48 hours. This statement precedes a UN Security Council meeting regarding a new law passed by the Israeli Knesset, which effectively terminates UNRWA's legal presence in Israel, taking effect on January the 30th. The law prohibits UNRWA's operations within Israel's sovereign borders and bans any communication between Israeli officials and the UNRWA. The Palestinian Ministry of Foreign Affairs has affirmed that the UNRWA cannot be abolished under international law and that Israel, as an occupying power, has no legal authority to make such a decision. It urged the global community to reject Israel's ban on the UNRWA and instead support Palestinian rights, including statehood and refugees' right of return. The ministry emphasized that UNRWA plays a crucial humanitarian role, warning that aligning with Israel's decision violates international law and serves broader efforts to erase Palestinian rights. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has urged Israel to reconsider its decision to close the UNRWA's office in Jerusalem, expressing deep concern over its humanitarian impact. In a letter to the permanent representative of Israel to the United Nations, Danny Danon, Guterres stressed the UNRWA's crucial role in assisting vulnerable Palestinian refugees by providing medical, educational, and essential services. He emphasized the agency's importance in maintaining regional stability and called on Israel to reverse its decision.
In particular, I urge the Security Council and all member states to support all